15 ain't easy, unless you're watching me.
Bring me a tool shed, for I am hungry.
Hey, it's Mr. PCS. Welcome home again. Naturally, to the thrift store rundown. The TSR faithful know our day one mission, and that's to bring Hollywood home on a budget. The aim of this week is to bring that mission down to a science, with a bit of our signature snazz, as we pay a visit to 5 beloved TV homes that you'll want to return to, if you haven't already, time and time again. So much so to the point where they become sort of your natural habitats. On your TV, phone, tablet, computer, whatever, wherever, whenever. Hence this week's theme. Home again. Naturally. Partially inspired by that old Bob Wheeler show in the 90s. The first stop on our tour? A visit to 6151 Richmond Street, Miami, Florida. Back in the day, that's where you would have found Blanche Devereaux, Rose Island, Sophia Petrillo, and Dorothy Sabornak living, laughing, learning, loving, fighting. Oh yeah, and wolfing down cheesecake faster than Patrick Star can vacuum an entire mountain of Krabby Patties using only his mouth. Safe to say that just as much as they date with gusto, they certainly cook and dine with the same amount of chutzpah. So why can't we? Introducing the Golden Girls Cookbook, featuring more than 90 delectable recipes from Blanche, Rose, Dorothy, and Sophia. Authored by Christopher Styler with food photography by Andrew Scavardi. Acclaimed filmmaker, photographer, and co-host of the Chef John podcast. You know Chef John from foodbusiness.com. This Kingswell publication was purchased from Red, White, and Blue thrift store here in Patterson for $5.99. If you want to quickly get to the recipes, they have the recipe index for you at the beginning of this cookbook as opposed to the end. And that index is divided into these categories: breakfast and brunch, soups and salads, veggie sides, pastas, mains, desserts, party foods and drinks, and oh yeah, cheesecake, but not a lot of it. Really, 1 main cheesecake and 2 whips. Double fudge chocolate cheesecake for Rose, cherry cheesecake ice cream for Blanche, Mr. Ha-Ha's New York-style birthday mini cheesecake cupcakes for Dorothy. Sophia has no cheesecake of her own. But she does have carrot cake going to Miami. We'll just highlight an amaretto sour and be done with it. However, if you want more where that came from, they also have a cheesecake and cocktails cookbook, which I'm actively hunting down. I'll let you know the results of that. But as far as the recipes for this book and for this review go, I'll be highlighting 2 per each OG double G. 1 savory, 1 sweet. Kicking things off is Dorothy Sabornak. Safe to say she's the organized de facto leader of the group. Her recipe? Crunchy mustard dill salmon. Primarily for the hunk from the center, as he calls Frank. Perfect for one of Dorothy's date nights, with just about any man-seed encounters. This will make 2 servings and take you 15 minutes to prep and 12 to 15 minutes to do. It gets its crunchy topping from toasted panko. See below. These golden wisdom tidbits give you instructions on how to prep certain ingredients for some recipes, and substitute some ingredients if you can't find some of the more main important ones in your local neighborhood's grocery store. As far as her sweet side goes, we have here Mr. Ha-Ha's New York-style birthday mini cheesecake cupcakes. She flat out detested being called out for Mr. Ha-Ha's birthday roundup at her hacienda hut. So much so, she even told the clown to get bent. But as Christopher Styler said, if Dorothy had known that these were on the menu at the hacienda hut, she might have been able to weather her birthday luncheon with Rose and Blanche a little better. Maybe you can do the same for yours. This recipe will make about 24 small 2-inch cupcakes and will take you 40 minutes to prep and bake. with kill time included. Next up, Rose Island, the pride of St. Olaf, the quirky one. And man, no one could do it better than Betty White. Her recipe? Individual quick fix chicken pot pies, making 4 servings, taking a half hour to do. When the temperature hits below 70 degrees in Miami, Rose is at the ready with these individual quick fix pot pies. Below 70 in Miami? A bit of a stretch. I'd say below 60 max, and you can be done with it. That's her savory side. As far as her sweet side goes, we have here her double fudge chocolate cheesecake. The only main exact cheesecake recipe in here, and possibly the blue ribbon winner of all the desserts. Who would deny a double fudge chocolate cheesecake? Next up, Blanche Devereaux, CSD OG, sassy, sexy Southern Belle. Sexy for most eyes, I have to say not for me, but I find her personality and her hard charge attitude quite attractive. Age be damned. Her savory side, at least for this video, comes in the form of homemade fried chicken. It's the Southerner in her, folks. And oh yeah, that's total man bait. This recipe makes 4 servings and will take you 30 minutes to prep with a couple of days of marinating time and 35 minutes to cook when you're ready. And every Southerner should learn how to make fried chicken almost from birth. Unless you're vegetarian. In that case, oh, my prayers to you. For a sweet side, we have cherry cheesecake ice cream. Get that ice cream maker ready to turn. This sweet treat rolls 2 of the girls' favorites into 1 rich cheesecake-inspired ice cream, studded with luscious cherries and bits of graham cracker crunchies. So yeah, you might need some specialty equipment for some recipes in here, but it's an ice cream maker. Those are relatively easy to find wherever you can find your better kitchen gadgets, Celotab or wherever. And finally, Sophia Petrillo. Probably the crankiest Italian grandmother of any sitcom there ever was, but she definitely means well. As much as she has a salty side, she also has a sweet side. As far as the salty side goes, that suddenly comes in the form of this mussels fra diavolo. Did I also mention she's a little bit spicy? So this is definitely a natural recipe for her. It'll make 2 to 4 servings and take you 10 minutes to prep, 6 to 8 minutes to cook on their own over the little crusty bread. They make a nice appetizer, and they suddenly make a mighty meal to mangia over spaghetti. So we have 2 seafood recipes, 2 chicken recipes, and for our last recipe for this review, Sophia's Amaretto Sour, one of the most ideal summer spirits you can find, even if it's not summer anymore. Fruity, nutty, not too sweet. This is Sophia in liquid courage. And that'll take you 5 minutes to do. That's about it for the recipes. As we scroll through our random picture walk, I gotta tell you that as a little boy in the mid-2010s, for some strange reason, I actually developed a fondness for the Golden Girls. I thoroughly enjoyed watching them when they had YouTube full episodes, but now they're no longer allowed on YouTube because of all the copyright rights and all that stuff. You want them? Get the DVDs or go to streaming. And as I said, we're definitely looking for that Cheesecake and Cocktails cookbook. But in the meantime, sharing a good meal is just one of the many ways to say, as the song goes, thank you for being a friend. And with the spirit of these OG double G's guiding him all the way through, Christopher and Andrew certainly have that down pat. 4.5 out of 5 claps. I wish there were a few more pictures of the finished dishes in here, but what are you gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. As I said, hunt down that Cheesecake and Cocktails cookbook. In the meantime, Golden Girls, it's good to have you home again. While you may all be dining now up in that big cheesecake factory in the sky, rest assured, your golden children, the golden fans that you shaped from generation to generation, are holding down fort down here deliciously. Save you the seat and a slice for a friend who could certainly savor a home-cooked, home-baked thank you. That's the Golden Girls Cookbook. Here's the second stop on our tour as we come home again. Naturally. But I don't know what this thing is. I know Chandler was a smoker, but I do know that none of the 6 friends ever engaged with Mary Jane. Right? Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.